Hey, what's up, guys? God bless you all. Here's a video as promised on how to get your Nightwing uh, crunching forward. So, a couple mods I did to them because, like, a lot of these, not just Mcfarlane but other action figures, they'll bend way back. See, and then when it comes to crunching forward, they have little to no ab crunch. And this figure has a lot of kibble in the way. A lot of this the rubber, see, from this jacket. So see how I was able to get mine to come forward quite a bit. See, and that's not even including bending his legs. So if I bend his legs, see, so I got him kind of almost going down pretty low, and then see, without the leg bend, he's still coming forward a decent amount. And then I also did something to his neck, but I don't know if it helps that much because this restricts it a bit. And you can see that this here that holds his escrima sticks, I pulled that off. Came off pretty easy. That's what you kind of start with when it comes to taking them apart. You want to kind of carefully peel that off, and the glue will give. So you take that off because you're going to take this jacket off. But let me show you. See, I gave him this ridge, or this little groove, not ridge, so that the peg will fit in there and allow his head to sit back on the neck further back. See, so this is before he can look down pretty good, but you couldn't look that up that much. So now with that, it just gives him a little bit. He still can't, it still can't, I wanted it to sit a little bit even further back, probably like about there, even if it got a little gappy on the bottom, just so that when you get him in kind of those crouching poses. But I mean, I don't want to cut too much off, and it's not bad. It's still to the point where his hair covers it. Let's see, so you could still kind of have his hair covering it. Yeah, so did that. And another thing I noticed with the, which is what also allowed me to get everything off, is I was trying to, his arms come out a little wide. He's a little wonky, this build, but man, I'm not going to complain. He was only $6. So, and I do like the design. I'm not gonna lie. It's just it's kind of like he's kind of hunched over. It's just this buck they used for this figure that's kind of weird. And well, I was trying to get his arms to come in a little more, and I found out that if you use the butterfly joint and I kind of push him up, kind of up this way, you can get him a little bit closer to the body. And in doing so, my arm popped off. So I was like, oh, okay, all right. So I'm gonna go ahead and just go for it. See, so mine come off pretty easy. And if all Mcfarlane toys or action figures come apart as easy as so far what I've had, I never messed with them before, like any customizing with the ones I had before. But now, if they come apart this easy, man, um, that makes up for a lot of like the shortcomings as far as like articulation and some of the wonky sculpts, because you could just, modify them pretty easily. I mean, you shouldn't have to, but it's there. So you start off by taking the arms off, and then I'm going to go ahead and remove these rings that are for the butterfly joints. And now that I got him like this, you know how I was talking about his arms being too far apart? Well, if you remove these, it gives it a little bit more wiggle room. And okay, this is, man, it's taking forever to get out, but I'll show you what I mean. See, this hides some of the gappage here, but I mean, it doesn't look too bad without it. See, and so that allows it for you to really get it to where he's actually touching his own thigh, see, just because it just has more give because of the rubber, and it doesn't have that ring, and it doesn't look too gappy. See, so not too bad. So that's another thing you can do to get his arms to come down more. Okay, I'm gonna have to get the needle nose here to pry this out because it's kind of being a pain. So, okay, got that one out. Okay, so far, you pry this off, peel this off, and you can see where it was glued right there. It comes off pretty easy. So let me go ahead and, then his arms come off. Let me take his head sculpt off too to get it out of the way so I don't scratch it or anything. So the first thing I did was, I recommend heat too, whether you use a hair dryer or the boiling. I've never used a boiling method where you boil water and you throw them in for a couple seconds. That's probably faster, but I usually just do the hair dryer. It's less of a mess. Make sure you're doing it. You got a lot of ventilation too, because it gives off some funky fumes sometimes when you heat this plastic up. So yeah, if you're at this point, you can go ahead and, so I went ahead and, see, so I didn't heat them up, so you might want to heat them up because, so you don't have to struggle so much. But there's his top part off, and you're already gonna be able to see what I did here. See, I cut this little let me find this little piece of rubber was right here. This is what went here. This is where it was glued onto this piece, like this kind of little skirt piece was glued onto here, and I ended up cutting this off, see, to allow this peg to come forward more, and so that gives them more bend, more crunch forward. So this comes off. This is glued at that point where I showed you, and see, I just hollowed this out with my X-Acto knife. If you have a Dremel or with the small attachments, it's going to be way easier. But yeah, but I just took a really sharp X-Acto knife. Yeah, and then what I did was I actually flipped this inside out. So just be careful not to tear it, but it will go inside out. Yeah, and so in doing so, that allowed me better access to that part where it was glued, see? So it was right here. So I was able to just get a super sharp pair of scissors and just snip it here and snip it off. Yeah. Okay, there's that. Now here's the hard part. This lower torso, I don't know, it probably would have been enough with just this upper part to do, but I just wanted to give them a little bit more. So this is the hard one. This is the hard part. I really recommend heat, but I'm gonna go ahead and hopefully it'll come off easier because I've already been working on it. I'm gonna go ahead and do that off camera here. I don't want to smack my iPad and send it flying. So I'm gonna go ahead and, yeah, but I'm really enjoying this figure, just this first. Well, just the customizing in general, man. It's so much fun. I was kind of afraid to before, just intimidated by it, and but I just went for it with my Batman, and ended up doing that and finishing that, and I really like the way it came out. So now these little mods are also fun that you can do. So there's that part off, and it's really hard, so you definitely want to heat it up. But like I was saying, if all of the Mcfarlane figures come apart like this, man, it's easy to like swap arms out, and yeah, so this is really cool. So I got that bottom part off, and I'm going to show you what I did. Okay, so see, just select the top. I cut this little slot into it as well for the bottom, so that this joint, or this ball peg, that peg will fit into there and allow it to swivel forward. And I don't know what it is with companies. I don't know if it's just time or money, but it just seems like, I mean, this wouldn't I don't know, wouldn't cost that much more to do this, or just widen this out. I don't know, but for some reason they always crouch. I mean, can bend back a lot more than forward. So with just doing these simple little, see, and I did these simple little mods. See, I did the same thing. I cut that out with a with an X-Acto knife. Like I said, if you have a Dremel, it's gonna be way easier. Yeah, so basically that's what I did. I did that, and then I cut that little square out because this, see, this fits over this, and it'll click into place still. Don't worry, because it has that see this groove out here, this ridge on the inside. Where is it at? Let's see. You can see it right there. It's like it has a ridge. You see it right there that fits onto there, so it'll almost snap into place. So that's cool. That was good. And I cut that little cube out. See this little square piece? Okay, and so now on the upper, well, the only reason I took this, now that I think about it, was so that I wouldn't accidentally cut this. Like, let's say when I was cutting into this with my X-Acto knife. But I'll go ahead and show you. This does come off. And this is kind of where the wonkiness comes in his form, because this upper part, it's kind of, watch, you'll see, he's kind of hunched forward. I don't know if they designed it like that or if this was just a shortcut, like this was from a previous figure. They just, you know, to save money. I mean, it's understandable if that's why they did it. But see it right there? Yeah, see how hunched forward it is? Yeah, so he looks kind of a little bit weird, but I don't know. I like this look. This is from the Gotham Knights video game. Haven't played it. Yeah, but it's really nice, all the detail they sculpted into this, and for a soft piece, it's pretty cool. Yep, so there he is, all in pieces, and that's what it would take for you to get him moving a little bit better. But he comes apart very easy. And let me see if I can get a light in there. But these legs also come apart pretty easy. Yeah, because this is pretty much a tab. This ball peg here has two little pieces of plastic that these, and this just slots, this rubber diaper just slots into. And then on the actual legs, this joint here has a peg going this way and a peg going that way. And if you put a little flathead screwdriver or something, you can pry them out and the legs will come out pretty easy. Yeah, so yeah, that's the teardown of the Gotham Knights Nightwing figure for the torso mod that I did. Yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed it, and yeah, and I'm having a lot of fun. I'm gonna encourage anybody out there to just go ahead and just go for it. I mean, if you're ever hesitant to customize anything, or you know, to do a custom figure, sometimes you just gotta just take the plunge, and you know, whatever happens, happens. You know, it's part of the process. If you mess stuff up, or it's especially take the plunge if you can get figures like this. Like Ross right now has a bunch of multiverse figures for like $4 or $5. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy that, man. You guys take care, and I'll see you in my next video.